สวัสดีครับ
โอ้ยใจเย็นๆ talk
มีแต่คนเฟี้ยวๆมีแต่คนจับแล้วพี่จะยังไงดีคะ
Hi สวัสดีทุกคน my name is Mr. Everything. So today welcome back to ใจเย็นๆ talk episode 2. So I got a special guest here. This is Mr. Derek Lee. He's a supermoto rider. So I don't need to talk much. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Derek Lee. I'm 22 this year, and I'm origin from Two Wheels. Today is a talk with Peter. Thank you for inviting me to Chai Yin Yin Talk Show.
I think you also know what is ใจเย็นๆ, right?
Yeah,
So how come you will know ใจเย็นๆ?
because I learned a bit of Thai when I was in my university time, my college time.
คุณไทยได้ไหม?
นิดหน่อยนะ
นิดหน่อย ทำไมมาใช้คุณไทยอะ?
นายพลไทย
Yeah lah. So I bet a lot of people also don't know what is supermoto, right?
Yeah.
So how do you see about supermoto world actually, to be honest?
Actually, Supermoto is quite interesting because it started off in the late 1970s, where superbike riders and dirt riders and MX riders, they're always competing each other like, I'm faster, you're faster. Then a journalist from US, he organized one race where superbike guys and MX guy, they come together to race with all the aspect of racing. You have dirt, you have flat tracking, you have asphalt, tight turns, jumps. You have everything that adds together where they compete each other. Superbike guys have knobby tires and supermoto guys have knobby tire as well to improve more on the dirt, to get more grip. Then they finish the race, the dirt rider wins. Then after that, it slowly starts to evolve. It really gets really hot and well known in the early 2000s.
But the difference of it is actually is what the bike and the tires. Is there any difference for the like? Because what I see like supermoto, right, is running on slick tires, and MX bike is using like off-road tires. So is it possible, example, like okay, running a supermoto but I'm using off-road tire? Can? Yeah.
Because there is
What's the difference actually?
no right or wrong in supermoto. The difference is performance.
Performance-wise, okay. So instead of like you saying in performance, what is the difference?
The difference,
Same.
the front tire and the rear tire. For MX tire, the front is running 21 inch and then the rear is running 17.
Okay.
So the 21 inch is front to compromise the dirt, the softness in some sandy area and all that. So when you come to supermoto racing, you want the agility to turn as fast and then to have the stability in the long term.
Well, is it like something like a gripping? Like, you know what we say?
So they will run front rear 17, but slicks. The slicks on our current bikes are different because the Metzeler that is providing the tires in Malaysia this season, this weekend, Metzeler tires, Metzeler slick tires from S1GP, from the European Championship, where the rear tire have more grooves for the off-road area.
Oh, means that even it look like a flat surface of slick tire, but middle got a groove to bite the dirt. Okay, because I got do a bit research of a supermoto lah.
Okay.
Then I realized only Malaysia is running on track. That's what we say like a go-kart track. It's a tarmac track. But for the outside of the country, right, they are running like got jumping on off-road. But why Malaysia don't have? What is the reason?
Yeah, unfortunately, some of them said that it is not able to sanction as a supermoto track because MAM, they have to sanction all the track for safety-wise. So the track in European country where you were saying S1GPs and also in German and in other Italian supermoto races, they have the track built like off-road section, tarmac jumps, and always the track is always there. You can train anytime you want. But for us, we are always sharing tracks with go-karts and also smaller CC bikes where they don't do as much intense track days as us. So our running in Supermoto is similar to the S-Force category in the European. So only track, no jumps, no dirt, just superbike styles.
I see. But actually, what is the difference like supermoto and superbike? Because like what I see like MotoGP rider, most of them they are training with a supermoto. Especially I see got a lot of them also running on a flat track. But I can see lah because previously you know lah, I also ride bike one.
Yeah.
I also play supermoto.
Yeah.
So from what I know is like supermoto can enhance your skill on a superbike. Is it true?
Yes, it is true. Because of the torque of the what the bike gives, it gives you a simulation of what you ride in superbike, but also a lot cheaper to run.
Okay.
Like for today in Malaysia, if you want to play superbike, you have to wait for one organization to have a track day for you to join. It's not like cars that you can just go in every Tuesday, Thursday, or Sepang will have their official track day where you can just go in, you can pay for a slot. No, for bikes, we have to wait for one organization to get a track day, and then you have to pay.
Yeah, it's true lah. Malaysia actually for motorsports, right? What I realize is like a bit expensive.
Yes.
As especially nowadays, you see our Malaysia currency drop like hard to say lah. Everything also go expensive, especially in our motorsports. Also the same thing lah. Yeah lah. So how long actually you been riding? To be honest, like 2 wheels.
I've been riding 2 wheels since I was 9.
So how are you now?
I'm 22.
Oh, 22. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have some stops in between because of some recovery and some crashes.
Starting from 9.
Yeah.
Now 22.
So
for a few years, not bad.
But I stopped a lot in between because when I start and then there goes one of the big exam like UPSRs. Then I have to stop.
Malaysia, bro.
Yeah. So we have to commit to a lot of education and things that we need to compromise on. It's not only racing.
So in your racing career, I think now it's not considered as full time? Or do you have any like other side job? Because you know in Malaysia, motorsports is expensive.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you sustain? How do you cover?
I'm lucky enough to get sponsored by the team KMTR, and most of the time I'm working as on-site mechanics, like for cars.
I know.
For bikes, and then for racing teams as well. So like on
and
race
sugar
weekends,
mommy also.
Okay, no. So for race weekends, like you got people coming all around the world to race one of the superbike category, like Malaysian SPK. So I'm part of one of the team, their crew, to help them manage their mechanical work on bikes, or maybe assisting them to get their stuff registered and checked.
Means that you can run in the racing, in your race career, at the same time you're doing freelance. Means that your income not bad lah. You can do freelance ah. Hey, bring me fly
Sorry
lah.
to say,
How to find money there?
sorry to say, freelancing for guy and a mechanic is not really that good in the bike world.
Yeah, it's true lah, because I feel that like for me lah, I feel that actually if you are working in Malaysia as a freelance, underpay, what we say underpay, because I from sound engineer degrees, so I've been working for event industry, and then I realized one thing is like outside of our Malaysia country, right, they like to find Malaysian, and then Malaysian actually our pay quite low, they pay to us. But we also work quite hard for them, and then for Malaysia, you say, wow, so good high pay One thing, our currency
Yes.
that's why it's look high pay lah. But I don't know lah, like in motorsport, like what you working, but I think that most of the time also working at Sepang Circuit So roughly can I know like per day, like the racing team ask you to come here to manage a team, how much they pay for you per day? Roughly you just give a roughly figure
You sound very harsh for Malaysian teams.
Okay,
1 to
the
300?
lowest. What the lowest? 1 to 300. 1 to 300 per day to manage the whole team. Why so cheap So like for a girls to become a model, actually their work also not easy as you think. And then especially like guys, of course, what we in Chinese we call hamsap, perverts. So they need to take care of themselves. It's not like us, like for our guy, we don't wear shirt to walk around, it's fine. But for them, they need to take care of their image. and then their body, everything as well. We think for them it's very easy. They only can work until like maybe 30s. Like some of the models I saw before is like work until 40 years old. That is like incredible. I was like that. But I don't know how you keep your face until like can work until 40 years old. But I don't want to mention it's who lah. So
Yang tahu je tahu.
so for them they got age limit. Like for us a guy working at the motorsport world, we can work until maybe 60, 70. It depends on our knowledge and also and our skill set. So if you say that you try to calculate back, they can only work like, I think the lowest is 800 ringgit per day for a model just for a few hours. But for the long term, you calculate back, right? Actually, it's like we as a guy need to work more only. But for the income, it's still the same. So
Plus, we can add more stuff into our resume in the long run.
Yes, but for them, it's like they only get, what do you do for a resume? I just only do modeling. I said, okay. But I can see that from what I know, KMTR actually is what type of team is that? I see that you guys like got KMTR Malaysia and KMTR Asia. What's the difference? Running as a running sim race director?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both are running the same director. Just because the KMTR Asia was made up back in 2014 for the F5M Supermoto Asia Championship.
Back to my era.
Yes, back to your era, friend.
When you said 2014, yeah, I've been raced for that time.
That time Supermoto was like a big thing in Asia.
Yeah. All over the country. I think I fight with the Philippine dude.
Yes.
Quite scary that time.
Yeah. So before that was, if we fast forward back, is in the 2000s where all the good riders from X Games, MX, all comes to one.
It's very. I remember
US.
got 1 year like just now like what I've been mentioned, because this past few years I've been seeing that you guys be running on go-kart tracks or it's a tarmac track. I remember back in my era that time, right? Bukit Jalil got held once supermoto race with jump, and then got dirt and also a tarmac track. But I forgot which year. I think I can find back the picture.
2014 or 15.
I think it's that year because that was my first time to run a supermoto. Not winning, and because not bad result lah. Okay lah that time. Because that time why I would join supermoto leh? Because of one of our friend, okay, from Singapore. So I see that, wow, why you running a dirt bike with slick tire? So I have a very curiosity on it. Dirt bike, slick tire, what the heck? I like start doing some research, and then I just realized, oh, okay, supermoto actually been running for quite a long time, but not in Malaysia. But actually Malaysia maybe already starting, but I don't know. So after that, I tried to run on supermoto. I like selling all my bike. I play supermoto, and because what I realized is like supermoto skill set, right? You cannot get it from superbike.
Yes.
Especially after you are riding a supermoto, I feel that I realize my own skill set for superbike, right, is enhanced at there. I can feel better when I'm riding that time. So I don't know lah, but some people, like some of our friends, right, they say that supermoto is just a small bike lah. But I don't think so.
Like, okay, compared to superbike, where the track, like let's say Sepang Circuit, the track is 5.4 kilometers big, whereas a go-kart track, the biggest is 1.3, which is Sepang go-kart as well. So 1.3, but you got 14-15 tons, which is like not even 300 meters, that's 1 ton for you average. Everything happens so fast. And for 450, for us, 900 meters of a main straight, we can hit 140 on this kind of bike. 140, heartbreaking into a second gear turn. So imagine you're going in the first turn, when you hit the brakes on the first turn, there goes 2 gears, pum pum. Then you have to think fast. When after you finish the turn, when you accelerate, that's the second turn. You have to, everything happens so fast where a lot of superbike riders, when they come to Supermoto, they have one issue, which is arm pump. Because everything happens on the hand and then your core. You don't have a tank for you to put your leg on. Yes, you have
we say use our leg to squeeze.
You have this plastic to squeeze, but most of the time, The forward and backward movement is all on the core.
Yeah, but I also realized one thing, like I like my friend he's a WSBK rider. So all the time he was riding a super bike, but he don't not WSPK, it's MSPK rider. All the time super bike, 1000 cc's, very good result, good timing. But when his first time approach, try to like hook up with Supermoto, right? I can see, bro, what are you doing, bro? that type of feeling.
Yes.
And then when he come back into the pit, right? From his experience, he say what he mentioned to me is like, bro, this is something new. Eh? But after that, I can see that he's starting to slowly gain into Supermoto. And then the second time when I asked him, he just told me that actually Supermoto really can gain his confidence on riding bike. But I do lah. I feel that Supermoto actually is more fun than big bike lah.
It is more fun and more cheap to run, to be honest. Because in average, like our Malaysian standards nowadays, if you want to go to a superbike track day, then 600 down the bowl. 600 just for the participation fee. And then if you want a transponder, add another 100. And then that doesn't even include your towing to Sepang Circuit.
Not included towing. Yes. How much actually if you like, okay, what we say, we don't say your race day lah, okay? Because I don't know that if you want to practice, of course there is some cost, right? So like for 1 day practice, how much it costs?
For Supermoto or for Superbike?
I mean, for Supermoto lah.
For Supermoto, if you have a good set of tires, which is, if we say new, it's around
everything brand new lah. What we say?
Okay, everything brand new. A set of tires is 1,600. The bike itself, you can rent. You can actually rent this kind of bikes.
How much per day if you rent?
If you rent, it's around 700 per day.
So it means that I can rent with your race team lah.
Yeah, sure. We do renting. Yeah.
Alright, I will try back.
The raw cost is like 1,800 for the tires, 700 for the rent, and then 200 only for the track fee.
200 for track fees. So it's like 1,600, 700. That will be I think I failed my math. Will be 2,300 add on is a 2,500, 2,500.
Yes. 2,500, and then let's say plus 50 ringgit fuel.
Okay.
Yeah.
2,350. We give him a lump sum amount like 2,400.
Yes.
2,400 to run for per day just for practice.
Yeah, and then you can still bring the set of tires to the next track day.
Oh, means that the 1,600 is depends on how you ride, right?
Yes.
So for
not including crash.
Not including crash. So the 1,600, if you miss that for the first time, and then the second time will be considered cheaper because you already have a tire, so will be cut down. Also need almost about 1,000 also.
Yeah. If
not cheap,
if let's say you crash, it's also it's a lot cheaper to repair compared to a superbike.
Yeah, but actually in motorsport world, whatever when you crash, everything is good expensive.
yeah.
Right. And then you will, because for me, I was like, I selling off my Supermoto quite a long time ago. I've been talking to my wife. Well, as I promised to her, is like I gonna ride back motorbike. Wait until my son 5 years old lah. But now my son 3 years old. Coming 3 years old lah. I think no, another 3 years. This my son 2 years old.
His father is confusing.
So and then I've been like recently quite adapt to Supermoto, especially I know that your team got one wildcard rider, so and then I'm planning to run wildcard for your next round.
Yeah. If you want to run wildcard, it's simple. We'll go through selection.
Okay.
To see if you have
what type of selection.
Like maybe you rent a bike.
Okay.
Then we analyze your performance first, and then we can take from there.
Oh, okay. It's not say that I got money, I rent a bike, and then I want to run wildcard, cannot. Can lah. Depends on business way lah. Money lah.
Yeah. But you can also rent a bike and race in the private tier, and then pay a small amount for us to assist you.
Okay, means that we like paying to you guys, means that pay to your team, then you
pay
guys
for
will
the service.
okay.
So we will get mechanics ready, your bike ready, and on the race weekend you just have to attend, bring your racing license, bring your gear, then just enjoy the weekend yourself.
So how much is for Supermoto racing license?
The racing license you have to take it through MAM, the Malaysian safety, like the Malaysian FIA lah. So take the license through them. It's around, your medical will cost you, let's say rough price 100. Then the license you're gonna pay is around 250.
Okay.
So around, let's say rough price 400.
The medical something like we took a GDL license in Malaysia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
go through clinic only, right?
yeah, you have to go through clinic, check your eye, check your blood, and then if you're above 50 or 60 years old, you have to do a stress test.
Yeah, that one I know. Okay. Let me think about it. I think maybe might be the 80% will join World Cup.
I'm happy to see you in the team, bro.
No, because my wife know my condition for riding a supermoto. Because the last I ride, because I crashed. Okay, that is my whole life experience first bad crash, and then I like snapped my collarbone here. That's why you can see my shoulder one high, one low one. So after that crash, right, I was like starting to phobia on riding bike, especially when I see my own self in track performance, I dropping a lot. But I think last year I was went to a Sapan track to see my friend practice their supermoto. So I like running for 5 laps trying to run. I can feel my confidence is there actually. It's not say that I scared. It's just that the feeling is slowly coming back. But I don't know because when you ride bike, in riding, playing a track day compared to a racing is different feeling.
Yes.
Because when you're racing, you got competitors and people might squeeze you, and then some rider they might play dirty. They will kick you off. But during then I know the tricks when you kick you off, you can't see. Because what I see Malaysia supermoto race, the lack of camera.
Yes.
A lot certain one will say that the angle that might be what we call accident happen. The lack of that one.
Because some events or most of the events are running low on cost. For live like broadcasting team, you will easily need 10K for a few cameras set up around the track.
Yeah, I know.
So
for what I realized Malaysia motorsport, right? Like they are doing live broadcast. I can say that not professional enough, to be honest. That is what I see
yes and no. If you see the bigger events like Petronas Cup Week, where I started my racing career, they already have every camera in every turn, including some blind spot for the safety reasons. So for MSBK and Malaysian Cup Week, they are run under organization called Two Wheels. There is also running ARC, Asia Road Racing. So these two races in Malaysia have currently, like for the bike it's like the top where everybody go for.
Because there are no options. What I see is no option to be honest right?
Yeah.
Ask yourself, you know one
Yeah. Because either you race, you got two conditions. One is you are rich. When I mean rich, I mean rich. Second, you have to start off the bottom way, where it's like a story of mine. You start off racing within 13 to 16 years old in the one make race in Capri, which will, back in my days, is around 4K per year. And then they will give you a bike for 10 rounds, fuel and everything. You just have to pay for your accommodation, some of your loose gear like your boots, your gloves, your helmets, and then your traveling expenses.
Yeah, simple to say that is they only provide your bike and the team.
That's the cheapest way to start, if you ask from me. Because if you join a one make race after selection, you got selected, 4K you don't have to pay one lump sum. They give you an option to pay round per round. So like if 10 rounds 4K, you make 400 per round, you end up with 4,000 as well.
Okay.
But the expensive part is the traveling, because Cup Prix, they actually when back in the days when I were racing, they always go to a lot of different states. Like you got Terengganu, you got Gong Badak, you got Batu Kawan, which is Penang, and then Johor and everything. You have to
Travel
run there.
expenses lah.
Yes.
Like petrol, and then our toll fare, and our hotel.
But
Okay.
when I was racing, I would jump into my friend's car. Like if his father is going, I'll jump into their car. Then maybe I pay for my own hotel. So back when I was 14, 15, I was already running around with different people to attend to races. But I have to pay for my own hotel lah to save the expenses lah.
But at least the thing you save already is the travel expenses.
Yes.
So actually for me lah, like running around events and those motorsport like drift and attend some event. For me, what I see actually travel expenses, and then like the last event I think we traveled together is where Juru, right?
Juru, yeah.
So like Juru, you see when we travel one time, yeah, the cost actually you see not bad, not high. It's not said that because we affordable, but but like for some people, right, I don't think they can be covered lah. Because you see, like one of my colleague, they went there and then he booked himself a hotel. But I'm too bad also lah. Before that, I haven't tell him actually you got a room. I got booked the hotel. So like he booked for 4 to 5 days, about 600 ringgit a day. So okay, imagine if it's like what you say, 4,000 per year. Okay, but you travel from outstate, hotel it costs you 600. Okay, divide to the 10 round, so 400, 600 become 1,000. So every race you need to provide, except Klang Valley here lah. Every race you need to provide at least your minimum budget like 3,000 just to travel to race. But if you say 4,000, actually to me is like okay lah, small amount of money.
Actually the participation fee and how you get to participate in the 1 week race in that small amount of period is like how you say modeling. Like we want to start off, that's the only way we can. 13 to 16, you go into this category, and if you have potential, other things will try to take you up to another category.
Example like our Malaysian rider that went to Moto2, right?
Yes. MotoGP, which is Hafiz Sharin, he started off back then. He's also from Caprix, from one week, and then he moved up to Wira CP115, CP130, and then expert class. Then slowly he built his portfolio from there.
So at least people know that he's from motorsport background. But I also realized that like what you say, Hafiz Sharin is actually coming from Caprix. And then I also do realize that he raced a car, TCR. So I'm surprised lah.
Wait, does he race TCR?
Yeah. Malaysia that time was the first TCR race.
Hafiz Sharin is racing a car.
Yeah, I was surprised, that time. I was like, hey, bro, you're driving an i30N. I was like, Hafiz Sharin? So like, what I see, Hafiz Sharin is racing a car. That time I was like, bro, I thought you raced motorbike already. I thought you were racing for 2 wheels. And then I like our MotoGP rider like Valentino Rossi. So he recently also like racing on a Fanatec.
Yeah.
So like for you lah, okay, if you like got chance, would you go for race car? Or basically you have zero knowledge on racing car?
Why not?
Because from my experience is racing a car at a circuit, okay, compared to racing bike on the circuit is totally different. Especially what we say the racing line is totally off.
Yes.
And then like my friend, he used to be like all the time playing Sepang track car and bike also. So got one time he forget that he is driving. So the braking line, he just almost like screw himself off.
Yeah, because the braking is so much more later.
And then when I say about braking, right, and then I realized also one thing. Supermoto and superbike braking is totally different.
Yes.
I know that superbike braking is totally like when you press, you really can very hard and very strong. But for superbike, it's different. And you can like press, holding also, you still can like, why the brake won't stop?
Because you have so much more speed coming down the main straight.
Yeah.
When you hold and what we can say is also weight lah. The
Ah.
weight is heavier, and then you got a lot of time to do because how big the track is. You can brake, you can downshift, 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 only look into the turn. But for Supermoto, everything is one movement. Brake, clutch, 2 gear, release, the rear will slide, then you enter the turn.
And then I also realized, from what I see lah, okay, a lot of people like what we say braking. I see a lot of rider, right? Some rider they're using 4 finger to brake. But I've been thinking, 4 finger to braking compared to 2 or 1, what is the difference?
Okay, so when you brake with 4 finger, the way that you open throttle, you only restrict one thing. Because when you have two hands or 2 finger or 1 finger on the brakes, your hand still can roll on the throttle. When you release, you can roll on straight. But if you press 4, you have to wait for you to release, only you can throttle.
Just a split of 0.2 seconds, you already lose the time.
Or 0.1, or less than 0.1. And then one more thing is the feeling for every rider. Some rider prefer 2 finger, and then some prefer 1 because they have more room on the throttle. But 1 finger, you will need more strength, easier to get ampang, and so on.
So like for you, you are riding with
2 finger.
2 finger, not 5 finger.
No.
5 finger, how to hold back? That's like that. Because from what I know, this, I think I got see your race for this few round, and then I also realized that some rider they'll be riding with 4 finger. I was like surprised because based on my experience, right? If you are holding like what you say 4 finger braking compared to 2 finger braking, actually is like don't say just a split of the 0.1 second, we say the most minimal one. Actually make a lot of difference. Because when you pull throttle, I will say that the response, because like 1 finger you hold here and then you respond, it's even more faster to release. And then if you like 4 finger, you want to hold back the throttle. Impossible, you all the way use the palm one.
Yes.
What happened if your glove slip? You don't know. Because I tried before when I first time, I would say that when I starting to ride Supermoto, because I got no confidence on what they call 2 finger braking and 1 finger braking. So I slipped before when running as elite, and I almost like having a high side, Because slip, you throttle, let go, the bike come back up. It's very dangerous. But I just still surprised that how you guys running with 4 finger, but without anything happen. I'm very surprised,
To be honest, I've never seen a rider that really run on 4 finger, which is very fast and consistent. But 4 finger got one more aspect is when you're nervous in the turn, you're fighting in the turn. I've seen this real life first turn in Caprix, one of the rounds, where the rider he used 4 brakes, and then suddenly everybody is packing in the first turn, whole shot. So everybody is fighting for the line. He was nervous. He
Throttle and brake at the same time.
he can't release the brake in time. So he did everything like this. So which means his wrist turned more, but his hand is still on there. So on the leverage, you still pull in. You still pull in because your angle is coming in. So he locked the front brake, which gave him a low slide, but his throttle was on. So the bike will continue to go.
Okay, that is called, can say that maybe because they never experienced on what happened when 4 finger. So like, based on my experience, I would like to say, don't try with 4 finger.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. And then
Maximum try with 3.
practice slow by slow
At least you still got your pinky on the throttle.
because like me, how I practice with 2 and 1 slowly, because 4 normal we go take a bike license also, they will teach you how to press the brake. You go to Malaysia, like those driving school where they will teach you how many finger to hold brake. They never tell you.
They just tell you to brake.
As long you press the brake.
At least you can stop.
This is what they taught you.
Yeah.
But in the racing world, don't say racing world, what we say that in a high horsepower motorcycle, I still prefer to use 2 or 1 because it's for your response. When we don't know, anything can happen in the split second. So for me to practice is like 4. Okay lah. So we went to a track, I go 3 first. So after I get comfortable with 3, I slowly move to 2. But 1 is depends on situation. 2 usually is like when you go high speed. 1 is like what you say, no? For Supermoto, respond fast. So you go to 1, 1, 1, 1.
Only in some of the tighter turns.
Some only, not much, but most of the time is also still using a 2 finger. Just the 1 is depends on the how, like what you say, tighter turn, fast. So to me, it's like braking is still, yes, very important. But I mean, like the way the skill set. Like we play drift. Yeah, you see drift, like for a low horsepower car, a lot of people say, hey, dump the clutch only. Throttle. Like our Long Sifu say, 俾油eh. So, yeah, it's true lah, but driving skill riding, braking, I think if the rider can improve lah.
If the rider can improve.
Not 4-finger braking, I think he can make better results. So.
Yes.
And then I also saw a few riders also like ego, bring.
Oh, that is normal. Even in cars, you see it all the time, where maybe they self-fund their race, or it's rare to see the riders that are fully sponsored bring girlfriends, but most of the time are the ones that in the private tier.
So are you single?
Huh?
Are you single?
Of course I'm single, bro.
Why, bro?
Nobody wants me.
I think recently I know that you want to. Yeah, I think they got chance lah. They got chance. You know what I'm saying, bro. Okay, so Supermoto. So what do you like in future? How do you what advice you want to give for those like want to start Supermoto race, or they want to start their Supermoto career? What advice will you give them?
Okay, if you're young, if the viewers out there are young, I would recommend them to start off from Capri first, because you can really set up a very good fundamental and your basics there. You learn a lot there, and then sometimes a lot of riders, when they are fighting bikes side by side, they will be nervous and they will tend to back off the throttle. But while you were racing in Caprix, you won't have that fear, because all the bikes are a lot more slower, because it's moped racing. Is like Kapchai, 150cc, 110 or 115. So you will have, so I will recommend them to start off Malaysian Caprix, because it's a lot cheaper to run. And also it builds a very strong fundamental and your basic level there. In
squeezing time, what you say?
Okay, in squeezing, okay, in first turns, and also the amount of line you can play on a small track, it's limited. But when you are brought to a bigger track, you'll be like, oh shit, I have so many more lines to choose, so many more ways to play. So that's where you gain your experience fighting competitively. And then slowly you build your way up, maybe train on motocross more to get more loose feelings on the bike, then only slowly build your way up. If you really love bikes, then just race in Caprix to try to get sponsors from the official teams like Team Yamaha or Team Honda. After that, you go through a selection of race, like you start off one mix, then you go to the upper class Vira, then you slowly got push up the class, and then most of the time they will bring some riders in between the Vira class to the expert class to go up to try 250 first, then 600, then 1,000. So if you want to start off young and then you want to be a professional rider, you should start there. That's the best way to build your portfolio. Whereas if you want to race Supermoto today, I would say save up money first, or try to work your way through.
Okay.
Like start with organization that is already in the sports, where you work for them, and then one day you just say, oh, can I ride? I'll pay for a small fee. Show them your potential.
So means that, okay, so like, this is what I say is I start from young, like what you say. Like if my age, okay, like currently now, my age, I suddenly like very interested on racing supermoto, where do I should start?
Start on fitness first.
Fitness.
Because fitness is not only for your own good, it also give you more safety in the race. Where
When you lack of oxygen.
yeah. So some of the people when they're tired, they just okay, you know what? I'll just slow down and then I'll just try to finish the race.
Yeah.
Which compared to other people like what you said, the generation where they have ego and all that, they will try to continue to push. And then that's where shit happens.
That is where the start the accident, when then you will start dizzy and then you faint and then yeah, bye bye.
Yes.
Yeah, I because like when I see a few of them, it's like the age is a matter. But yeah lah, what we say our heart. Okay. Due to our age, we still like we already a certain age there, but our heart is still young. But they don't know the fitness. Like myself, I always don't think that I'm young, bro. But when it comes to the fitness side, right? Example like because I all the time play badminton, so I can look back myself due to my age of the 20s and compared to now, it's totally different. Last time I can play like maybe like 5 to 6 hours badminton non-stop, include training. But now for me, like playing 1 hour, I think I like dying really. It's not saying about that a lot of people are making excuses like after you take the vaccine, because due to our pandemic, a lot of people are getting weak. But for me lah, what I see is not because of the vaccine thing. It's about your health. And then the second thing what I know is my base for me lah, is stress. Stress can cause you very tired. And then you also can make yourself the fitness going down. Because for me, fitness is why it's important. Like riding bicycle. Because before I riding bicycle, I was like, okay lah, I always thought that my fitness is not there. But when I'm riding, I was like give myself like prepare a week, like stress free, and then try to like not even a proper fitness, just play for fun badminton. And then my first cycling, I think I told you before lah, 60 km.
Yes.
For a beginner to cycle for 60 km, a lot of people say that I'm crazy, but I don't know. I just like feel, I can do. It's very easy. So like driving also the same thing, because driving like drifting, you also need stamina.
Yes.
The way like you control the steering, it's not easy because you control. And then one thing actually, drifting is quite dangerous for our health. It's because smoke.
Yes.
The smoke can cause you to have a lung cancer. It's more like 10 times deadly than compared to you smoking cigarette. So I think a lot of drifters also don't know this. But why do we still continue it?
Because of passion.
Because happy.
Yes.
It makes us happy to play motorsport. So from what I see is like some lah. I bet in your race also got some also like very beginner, for like maybe I saw a few like older than me, what we call veteran category. They're older than me, but they just start. I feel like wow, bro, yeah, older than me, but your fitness is damn good, right? And from what I know, like Eric Chia been into very bad accident.
Yes.
I think he rest for how many years? 1-2 years, right?
Around there.
But now I see him come back. It's like the fitness is still there. So from what I see him, it's like stress free, bro. Maybe he got a lot of money lah. I don't know. A lot of money usually is stress free, ma. Maybe lah, because this is from what I see. When stress free, it's totally the fitness is different. It's totally different. So for always, I will tell those youngsters who like want to go for racing or go for any competition, I don't care lah, because like dancing or whatever lah,
You also need stamina.
you need stamina. So when you just don't need to do any fitness, just eat healthy a bit. Just your lifestyle need to be slow down a bit, but you need to stress free. But I think a lot of you guys also don't know that actually stress free can help your fitness.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know that stress actually
Can
plays
cause you
an aspect
tired.
in stamina.
Because why? When you stress, you will start thinking things. So when you start thinking things, right, you will start feel tired. Example, like now you're sitting down here, you're talking with me. Your brain is still functioning, right? And then, of course, I know that when your brain is functioning, do you feel that you are sweating and tired? Or you're starting getting hot?
Hot, yes, but sweating,
No, like, hot
no.
is slowly, ma.
Yeah.
So that is what cause you because you're functioning, you're working. So it's consider you are running your one of the stamina thing. Because when we want to think something, the brain is rolling. That's how it's stress. Stress also you because you stress you think things, ma. That's why the stress can cause your fitness. I don't know. At first beginning, I don't know. Until my coach tell me. From that day on, wherever like I want to go for competition, because due to the young that time I was most of the time I was dancing competition.
Dancing competition.
Dancing,
Okay,
bro.
wow.
I dance, bro.
That's quite surprising.
I dance.
Can you show us
Latin.
some moves?
No, bro. I think like more than 10 years. I never dance. No, not 10 years. Almost 8 to 9 years. I never dance. I stopped dancing is because I started dating with my wife. Then after 3 years, I dating with my wife. Then what we say the in-house dance school organized the dance competition. So I like feeling like okay lah. Since I won from there, 5 years champion. Okay, after get the champion, I stopped for 5 years. I want to prove that I need to all the youngster my age because during the time in my category, I'm the oldest. I want to prove to them I'm the oldest. I've stopped 5 years. I'm still the best. But why I will stop after the competition again? What I see lah, it's not fair. You know lah, competition usually got politics and everything. So
Of course, man. Everything has politics.
I face up the politics. You know my crowd, all the fans, also all surprised that after 5 years I come back and compete with the same costume, but my competition that time was like I need to dance 2 times. So I want to prove to the what do you say the crowds. Okay, after 5 years I come back, I still can beat up all the youngster. I beat up them is because my stamina, my experience of dance. For that time, right, I still remember it's considered the best moment and also the bad moment. Why then? So the best moment is that I can beat up all the youngster. My category, the youngest one will be like 18. So like I'm the oldest one. During that time, I think I was like 35 years old. I was 35, the oldest in the category, man. But I managed to make the move and everything like better than them. And then my stamina never lost at all. For dance straight 2 times, bro. And then because at the time I was stress free. And then the best lah. And then the bad moment is like when they start to announce because you need to go through by one stage, who going to the podium, everything, right? Okay, I was like starting nervous because my name is not mentioned. Everyone is out, bro. Left 4 person only. Everyone is out. So I was like, okay, I think let me see lah. Everyone already say, this round Peter get champion already. That is what the crowd think, But during that moment, right, wow, it's breaking everyone's heart. When the left 4 person, after that they announced my name, means that I'm getting the 4th place, the third runner up. So everyone, the crowd, it give me the best moment is everyone boo. Because everyone say impossible lah, this lah, why? And then the time I was like, that is the best. But the bad moment is what I know is the result is actually the three of the first, second, third lah, is one of their judges, instructor, their student. And then why I would that time will have confidence to win champion there. First thing, because for that dance competition, is have a rules and regulation. You can modify your techniques, everything, but the steps you can't modify. But for 3 of them, they modify everything. It's not even what in the rules. During that time, I feel not fair. So from the day on, I tell myself, I never ever participate in competition, whatever motorsport. But after that, I do. I still go participate in competition. I run Supermoto. Because during the time, why I will go try, because I found out that Supermoto is very fun. I don't know how is it the feeling, because I'm a very competitive person. I like to take part in competition. So I go run. Oh, okay. Bike competition is like that one, the feeling. My first time I should say that my first two lap, I nervous because I never be squeezed. Because from my eyes to see like MotoGP, wow, so dangerous or high speed squeeze together. But actually, when on the race himself, right, when squeeze together, no lah, actually side by side, only, same speed.
Yeah, same speed one.
That's the feeling. Is very fun. So I don't know lah. Like some people say that, hey, I don't like squeeze, I scared. I don't know. I also got a few friends like that. They say they're scared to be squeezed. But to be honest, from experience it's like not really though. I said competition is still the fucking fun thing.
It's fucking fun.
I don't know lah. So I just know that Supermoto is totally different.
Totally different because you don't have a proper riding style. You can ride anyhow you want. Some people ride motocross style, some people ride superbike style, but they can still fight at the front. It's totally different.
So upcoming your race will be when?
My upcoming race will be in mid-October,
Okay.
which is 19 and 20. It's Panggokat.
Sabang 19 and 20. So we'll be running 2 days.
Yes, 2-day event.
So first day will be qualifying and
Free
practice
practice, qualifying, and race 1.
race 1. Why there will be have a race 1 and race 2?
For the points. Race 1, you get lesser points, and then you got Super Rocco to determine your race 2 start. Then race 2 is the podium and another amount of points.
So you must, no matter how much, run 2 race.
Yes.
What about the registration? Is it same?
Same.
Same. So means that once you pay the registration, you're gonna go for 2 category.
You have to race 1 category, 2 races.
So what happened if your race 1 you crash?
Then you continue on the Super Rocco, which is like the super pole of
Means that I can swap bike?
no.
No. For Supermoto you can swap bike.
Because you have an OK sticker, they have to run back.
Okay. Means there's something like what we call schoonering lah.
Yeah, scrutineering.
So like this lah, if myself are running a Supermoto race, okay, I got 2 bike. One is my spare bike, another one is my race bike. What happened if this bike broke and then I can use another bike? Is it can?
You can. But you have to send the bike to the scrutineer and then like show him the proof that okay, your bike can't run, and then you have to scrutineer this bike like to make sure that it's safety to run, then they will let you run for the next race. Even in cars, it's the same. If you blow an engine, you are running a spare engine. After you swap the spare engine, you still have to send it to them for inspection.
Okay, I see. So anything you wanna say?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. That's all only lah for Supermoto lah.
Yeah, that's
So
all
what?
Supermoto.
So any advice you want to encourage people to join Supermoto? What do you want to tell them? Just join.
Just stick in what you love and try to enjoy more and not pressure yourself to like, oh, okay, I want to be a racer and this and that. And don't really focus on fame. Fame will come to you
fear.
Fame will come to you anytime. And when you're racing with a lot of experienced rider, put your ego down and learn through the experience. Just enjoy the process.
Okay. Means that means that you are not encouraging people to come.
No, I am encouraging people to come. You should come. You should race. You should experience everything of this. But sometimes don't be a dick.
Okay lah. What I see like must respect your team.
Yes, not only our team but other teams as well. Even though we are competing, but in the track we are fighter. Outside the track we are still friends.
And then I also realized need to be professional. If you are a rider, don't try to put any blames on your team mechanic.
Yes.
Your team mechanic already working hard.
Yes,
I realized this thing also. Nowadays, like what we call the young generation rider a lot.
Hey, I'm also a young generation rider, you know.
No lah, at least you are working on a team. You got the feeling of the mechanic.
Yeah.
At least you know how does it feel that person will work for you. And then some rider is not. They're not even hand touch on the bike. How? To be honest, they don't even know how to. Maybe don't know how to service the bike. Maybe lah.
Maybe lah.
Yeah. Okay lah. I think you want to say who? I myself I know.
You
Yeah,
want to do?
That's the reason, bro. I want to join a wildcard. Okay, so guys, that's all for this 在演演 episode 2.
在演演 talk 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 episode 2.
Yeah, I'm tired. I talk until. Okay, so I'll see you guys on my episode 3, and that's all for today. And this is Derek from KMTR. Wish him luck.
Single and available.
Hey, don't promote us. This is not a Tinder, bro. Done.
Beautiful.
สวัสดีครับ เรียกหนูว่าไอ้จ๊าบตรงนั้นมีแต่คนเท่ๆมีแต่คนเฟี้ยวๆมีแต่คนจับๆแล้วพี่จะยังไงดีครับ